Larry Groce, mountainstage.org is where you can hear the show if it's not on your public radio station. And you want to hear it today because one of our guests is the band Railroad Earth. Andy Goessling, multi-instrumentalist with the band, is with me. And you were one of the original members of the band.
We keep putting this in our bio, but it really did happen this way, whereas like all the people in the band were in these serious singer-songwriter projects and studios and big rock bands. And I thought one day, what happened to having just some party where there's no agenda and we can just get together and jam? And I had these music parties at my house, and next thing you know, a band did grow out of it, and then everybody never wanted to come to a party again. Wait, we're in a van again. We're in a van again with a trailer. How'd this happen? I was at a party. All came together, but it came together like in the organic way. A bands always start, like when you're in high school, just a bunch of people got together. Because before that, it was just all these serious. I don't know.
Yeah. So you didn't get together in order to make money and become famous.
Yeah.
They've met in promontory, from the east and west they're here, and all across the country there is a mighty cheer. Mighty trains are polished on the track they proudly rest. Crowds all gather round them, dressed up in their Sunday best. A big brass band is playing, it's a bright and cloudy day. Speakers oratory, and the bosses have their say. The reverend says a prayer, it's mercifully short. The drunken railmen laugh, and the iron horses snort. The engine's easing closer, they're moving down the line. Champagne bottles pop, fill your glass, it's toasting time. The engines ease for meat, they're nose to nose alike. They raise a silver hammer, they nail a golden spike. Tell me, have you heard the story going down the wire? Going down the line. Tell me, have you heard the story of the Jupiter?
The name comes from a Kerouac book, which was either October and
yeah, it was called October in the Railroad Earth. Yeah.
And so who named the group?
It was kind of funny because the very first bluegrass session we did was for a guy, Brian Ross, that ended up being our manager, and it was a movie soundtrack that needed a bluegrass band. And Timmy and I went in to do that and record these bluegrass songs for this movie called Big Eden. And we got done. Brian said, "Well, we need a name for to put on these credits." And he said, "I had this name I want to use. It's Railroad Earth." And Timmy's like, "Really? I was going to say Railroad Earth." And they both had this name. They were kind of waiting for a band to be appropriate for the name, but they never had a band for it.
They didn't know each other?
No,
was just,
they
wow.
didn't know each other at all.
This is called the Lone Craw Farewell. It's a farewell to the home I lived in for about 15 years and loved very dearly. But things moved on, and I had to leave there. The stakes are in the meadow, the fields are overgrown, the winds of change are blowing through the place that I called home. They're digging at the edges to build the power line. Same old story, now the story's mine. So build a fire and throw in the papers and the past. No need let him know we're leaving. Say goodbye, old friend. Goodbye to the years here they have flown. Goodbye to the only home I've known. Wheels of the world are rolling through. If the doors closing, I guess I'm rolling too.
You guys have made how many records? Albums, full albums?
7.
Yeah, quite a few, I know. And the most recent is this one, which, after all this time, is simply called Railroad Earth. It's a great cover.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful cover. Actually, this is a really great record in every way. Production is great, songs are great, performance, and the package is, we were just talking, Julie Adams and I, about it's really hard to find a photo that's interesting for a record cover, and this is.
And that really is us in a river.
I mean,
Like, that's not Photoshop. We were floating there. We really were floating there.
What river was this in New Jersey?
That was the Delaware River.
I just told her that. I said the Delaware Water Gap. You know.
Yeah. We were up at Dingman's Ferry, actually, floating around.
Beautiful. It's a great shot. And I think it's good that you call this Railroad Earth because this, not that your records have been good. You've been on the show twice before. You've always been very good, and you've played who knows how many live gigs because live music is your thing.
Yeah.
But this CD, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's really a wonderful sounding record, and I don't know if this was something you guys were working on to get a different sound, or if it's the same thing.
Actually, part of it was, in some ways, the record is old school in the sense that we used a producer who worked a lot in the city at the power station, where in the big budget records, and we did. Usually we go in there and do it live, and everybody plays live, and then add some stuff. Whereas this time we did it the old school way, which is like just put down some bass and drums, really layer guitars, kind of do it the major label way on an indie budget.
It obviously seems arranged perhaps a little bit more than some of your earlier things.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as a compliment. I think that's cool. And the material, it works with the material very well.
Plus, we stepped out on a limb a little bit from what we usually do. Like there's, lap steel, electric guitars, electric bass, instruments we really didn't use in the past a lot. So
and a lot of harmonies, a lot of.
We did really go out. That was conscious to put more vocals on the layer of the vocals.
It works extremely well.
It's a tangle, old trail through the thick briars and brambles, down to where the wild roses bloom, and open their hearts in the heat of the summer, freeze 'neath the silver moon. I'll live my life on the banks of the water, singing my songs to you. And all through my days I'll remember you always. I never knew love like you.
Railroad Earth is the name of the CD, something you should check out. And your website is?
RailroadEarth.com.
Doesn't get any simpler than that. Thanks very much for coming back to Mountain Stage.
Thanks. Oh, it's great. Thanks.